So I've been wrestling with this idea.
All right.
Being a good father,
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean to you? I have 3 kids, about to have 4.
Oh my goodness.
About to have 4, and I wrestle with the idea of what a good father is. Father Day is coming up. We're going to celebrate
Right.
dads. But the thing is, though,
Happy Father's Day, by the way.
happy Father's Day to you as well.
Thank you.
Man, you're a good daddy.
Aw.
Can I call you daddy?
No.
Wow. Why can I call you daddy?
No. It's just a little bit awkward.
But being a good father, what does that mean? I could tell you what it means to me, but I want to hear your perspective.
Well, so for me, the greatest example of being a good father is God and the way that he interacts with me.
Okay. So let's just say someone's listening, they don't believe in God.
Right.
So,
So that's the tension, of
Right.
course. So I pattern this after the way that God has dealt with me. So I'll give you some of those patterns. So I think that being a good father is someone who believes in the best for you, but who's also willing to pull that out of you, willing to speak that over you, willing to invest in you to watch that best happen, but also then willing to let you thrive. Being a good father means that you love. You love your kids more than, I don't know if I want to say more than you love yourself, but I think that that's the essence of it, really, more than you love yourself. So,
yo, my name is Kieran, and this is my co-host, Ken McAnulty, and welcome to One-on-One with PK.
free internet.
You guys use pigeons? I don't care what you plan.
Because we want them to learn. We want them to grow. You know, I love you. I do want you.
Okay, so what about a father? Because we live in a generation that is filled with fatherless kids,
Right.
homes. And the term fatherless is unique because fatherless, everyone has a dad.
Right.
Everyone has a dad, but everyone's everyone's experience of a father is different.
Right.
Matter of fact, I was listening to this TED Talk and it was talking about 8 types of fathers.
Oh my goodness.
I won't remember all of them, but I'll highlight some of the ones that spoke to me. There's the Disney dad. This is the dad that does everything.
All the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah.
This is the dad that will not watch the Super Bowl just to go to a PTA meeting. Will drop everything. The fun dude does everything. The super dad. There's the hollow dad. The dad that is there but not really there. You know what I mean? That will be home, be around, but not giving you much emotional connection. There is the Stone Cold Steve Austin dad. This is the dad that anger issues, grabs the beer, just I'm talking
Right.
about.
Yeah.
There is the hopscotch dad. This one is the most devastating because this is a result of divorce homes. So the government or the legal system gives you the option whether you want to be in a kid's life or not, which is crazy. How many weekends do you want? How many weekends you don't want? So on and so forth. And then there's other ones. Here's my dilemma. Sometimes I feel like I'm not giving my kids the great father experience because I'm not like all of those dads. Meaning I want to be the Disney dad, but sometimes I'm a hollow dad. I want to be the firm, leader, father figure like, but then sometimes I want my own space. I'm trying to figure out what does it mean to be a good dad? Because I think that can be subjective.
So
at times.
So you asked me at first, what is a good father? And so that puts us in this space where we create this idealistic image of fatherhood. And I think that while we can have this idealistic image of fatherhood, we also have to come to this place where we understand that we're not going to be it. Man, I'm messed up. I have bad days. And so, I want to be dad for my kids. And I think the most important thing within that is to be there, to be in the game. Don't sit out while the game's going on, while your kids are there. And, sometimes that means, me, I'm not very reactive with a lot of things.
Right.
My kids have actually made a joke out of trying to get me to laugh. They made a game out of it. So we went on a cruise a couple of years ago, and they made a game out of trying to get me to laugh. It was the dinner time entertainment of who could try to get me to laugh out loud, because there are a lot of things, because of how much I've been exposed to, that, I might find it amusing, but I'm not going to laugh.
Right.
And so that doesn't make me a bad dad. It doesn't make me a bad dad because I'm not reacting in that moment to the way that they want me to. Each of us are unique, and we're built and we're made unique, and it's okay to interact with those uniquenesses as long as we're interacting. And as long as we're interacting in a positive way toward our kids. One of my favorite pictures of me, which I don't, like a lot of my pictures, but one of my favorite pictures of me was actually on that cruise, when I don't even remember what was said, but they said something and I was laughing so hard I was crying, and I have a napkin up at my face and I'm literally crying. I was laughing so hard because I was in the game. I was in it. I was interacting. I was going to be in it. And so, when I figured out that they were playing that game, well, that made me want to be more serious even more. And that made them want to go in even more and try to be funny. And so it became this game and this tug and pull, which was part of the relationship,
right?
Which I think is part of what fatherhood is. It's just having a relationship with our kids. It's being there. It's being involved. I think some of those visions of a dad that you heard about are inappropriate, and we should not be that. We should not be the stone cold lost in dad. We should not be this guy with anger issues who's just going and grabbing a beer. That should not be us. It doesn't represent our kids well. It's not in their best interest. We shouldn't be the dad that's hollow and not there. We shouldn't. And there are going to be moments when we find ourselves in those spaces, and those are moments when I think we need to try to get out of those spaces. But there are a lot of aspects about some of the other dad versions or visions that I think, we can blend and we can kind of move in and out of, and it's okay if we don't carry all of them. It's okay if you're not a Disney dad.
But, to go even deeper, there is always this proclivity that we're not being the best version of ourselves. So when we see another dad that is, the other type of dad that we're not, then there's this desire like, well, ultimately, am I not doing what I need to? For example, like I have friends, man, that like they play with their kids.
Sure.
And I'll be honest, I play with my kids, don't get me wrong, but not at the level of he plays with his kids. Like I'm like, dang it, am I not doing this right? And that's everybody. Naturally, there are probably dads listening to this right now, like, dang, I don't do this, or I don't do that, or like there are certain dads that do Devo on a regular with their kids, and I'll tell them myself, man, we struggle with that in our home, not because we don't want to, we don't value the importance of it. It's just something that it not ingrained in us, I guess.
So there is a healthy comparison that we can do, but there's also an unhealthy comparison.
Right.
With unhealthy comparison, there's always a loser. Okay?
Absolutely.
And so if I'm going to look at you and I'm going to look at all the great things that you're going to do, and I'm going to devalue myself from that, then there's going to be a loser, and that's going to be me. Now, when I look at you and look at some of the great things that you're doing, and instead of devaluing myself from that, if I try to make myself better, if I use you as an inspiration, then I think that's super healthy. That's a comparison to say, okay, this is something that I see that I like that they're doing that I'm not. I want to get better. It's one of the ways that we get better as people, and I think that's one of the ways that we can get better as dads. But don't compare yourself to put yourself down, because you can create a loser right there, and that doesn't help anybody. All that's going to do is that's going to drive you to a place where you're discouraged, and either you're trying to do it out of competition with another dad, which is not going to be healthy for your kids because you're not doing it out of love for them, or it's going to drive you to a place of discouragement, depression, and quitting, which is not going to be healthy for your kids either.
Here's where it gets tricky, though. So let's say you and that dad, the dad that you may be comparing to unhealthy, get together, and your kids are drawn more to that dad's personality type.
And that happens. And that's, you'll find that within a home. You'll find that within this idea of a mom and a dad who are two different personality types.
But it's almost easier to understand that.
Yes and no, but I mean, we've had these moments in my home where my kids wanted mom more. and would even say this, no, I want mom. I want to sit behind dad so I can see mom, those types of things. And which can be really dorky and corny, but it stings a little bit. But there has to be this place where we come to where we realize the value that our personality adds to our kids. What value do you add to your kids? And this is a question that I would ask somebody who's struggling with this. What value do you add to your kids? And if you're going to sit there and tell me none, then one of two things is happening. Either you are taking an accurate assessment of yourself and you need to get your rear end in the game, or number two, you are taking an inaccurate assessment of yourself because you're discouraged by what other people are doing and saying. And then you need to reassess and choose to value what you're doing at its appropriate place. This would be humility. The essence of humility is really a true valuation of myself. I understand that the value that I bring to my kids. My kids don't come to me when they want to plan a trip. That is not my gift. They go to my wife. But my kids do come to me when they want some wisdom about something, or when they want to have a serious conversation, a serious talk. They do come to me in those moments because that's part of the value that I bring to my kids. So it's understanding where you bring value and understanding your limitations, that you're not going to bring everything into a relationship with your kids, and you're not expected to. You're just expected to bring you.
And so here's an aspect.
By the way, that was really good.
That was
Let's
great.
not skip over that.
That was great. Say it
Dad,
again.
you're not expected to bring everything into the relationship. You're expected to bring you into the relationship.
We should put an organ behind that, bro.
Da, 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 yeah. Give me some music.
No, that's good. The problem is, and again, I keep pushing and challenges because I know there are a lot of dads who don't feel good with them.
Sure.
There are a lot of dads who didn't grow up with a great father example, or a father example at that. And I'll pause just for the cause and say this. We don't need more dads. We need more examples.
Yeah.
Because just because you don't have a biological father, there are plenty of guys, especially in our context of church, man, there are a lot of great guys around here that can really put some people into shape, like whip some people up. Yeah. And but back to the thought, like, man, there are a lot of guys who aren't comfortable with them. Yeah. Who live in this idea that, man, I can never do this. I can never be this. I can never do that. And what would you say to that dude, that guy who is like, man, I'm the worst. But on the outside, we're like, nah, bro, you're killing it. You're crushing it as a dad. But on the inside, they're like, yo, I'm struggling. I stink, so on and so forth. Like, what would you say to that dad right there?
Welcome to manhood.
Say it again for the people in the back.
This is part of the essence of being a man. We all feel like men inherently have this imposter syndrome fear, that we inherently feel like we are one mistake and one slip up away from being exposed as the imposter that we really feel like we are. Sheesh. And so, welcome to the game. Yeah, you're in it, and but don't dwell there. Don't live there. Don't live in this idea that you're just an imposter, but become better. And that's okay. Stop trying to measure up and live up to what you see in other men, except for the fact of you just trying to get better.
I like that a lot.
Just get better.
And that's the fragility of man nowadays, bro.
It is.
And I put myself in this category because I never want people to think that I've arrived. We've never arrived, but we got to toughen up as men in this world.
I arrived here this morning.
And that's
dad joke. I mean, it's Father's Day. We got to tell a dad joke, at least one, man. Come on.
I'm disgusted right now.
After hearing some of your dad jokes.
Hold up, time out. I got the best dad jokes.
Oh yeah?
Are you serious right now?
Tell one.
Okay.
He's got none. He has no dad jokes.
Stop playing. I do got some dad jokes. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can.
Yeah. I'm listening.
Listen, bro. All right, bro. I got some dad jokes. Help me, somebody.
Somebody right now, please type a dad joke in.
Put a dad joke in the comments
so that Pastor Kieran can have a dad joke that he can call his own.
You know what?
No, it won't
Hold
be
on,
his
real
own.
quick.
It'll be somebody else's.
Y'all tripping.
See, he's looking up a dad joke.
That's
right
what we
now.
do in the 21st century. Google is the answer. All right, I'm gonna give you a dad joke. You ready, bro?
Give me a dad joke. Come on.
You can't laugh though.
All right.
Seriously, you can't laugh.
Okay. So I can't laugh, but you can?
Wait. I can't. Okay, hold on.
That's a little bit
Oh my gosh, this is so dumb.
critical.
Which bear is the most condescending? A panda. Okay, all right. Ready? Oh my God.
I think it's funnier his reaction thinking that he's funny.
What's brown and sticky? A stick. Two guys walked into a bar. The third guy ducked.
That's probably pretty smart, especially when you see two guys in front of you walking into a bar.
What did the police officer say to his belly button?
First of all, are you talking to your belly button? Why would anyone talk to his belly button?
You're under a vest.
Do we wear vests anymore?
What do you call it when a group of apes starts a company? Monkey business.
As I said,
Hey,
it's almost funnier watching Pastor Kieran's reaction.
One more. My wife asked me to stop singing Wonderwall. I'm sorry, I don't know what it is to her. I said maybe. I don't understand that. What's Wonderwall?
Why are you telling the joke if you don't understand it?
I'm just reading it. My brain's not processing as it's going. All right, let me start. Last one.
See, that was the funniest one.
What would the Terminator be called in his retirement?
I don't know.
The X-Terminator. What's brown and sticky? A stick.
He's tickled himself.
Bro, woo. Oh, wow. Those were some great ones right there.
Yeah.
You want another one or are you good?
Oh, I'm good. Thanks.
sure?
So, yeah. I mean, hey.
Oh, man, dad jokes. Oh, God.
Like I said, we got to tell some dad jokes.
You have a lot of, you naturally do dad jokes, and
See,
they
that's what I'm saying.
are horrid.
No,
I'm
they're
sorry.
good.
I'm not trying to offend you, but they're
good.
bad. No, they're not.
They're very good.
No.
You laugh at them.
Good in the sense,
You laugh
good
at
in the
them.
category of bad, then yes, they are good.
You laugh at them.
No, I laugh at you.
Of course, you were laughing at all those too.
Well, true. Well,
that's not really a measurement. It's not really a
I am the
bar that I'm
standard.
trying to.
I am the standard when it comes to dad jokes.
No.
Yes, I am.
Well, okay, you ran into the bar again.
No, I'm the third guy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me ask you this last thing really quick.
All right.
In talking about fatherhood, this will turn. We turn left really quick all the time. But here, let me ask you this: when do you know when to sacrifice family? And this will sound iffy for personal pursuit, and when to sacrifice personal pursuit for family. And when I say that, don't take it as you got to cut family off. But sometimes there are moments in order to be great, in order to do to achieve some of the personal goals. When do you delineate?
You don't. It's if we're really honest, we're just all trying to make the best decision in the moment, and I don't think you ever really know when it's best to really kind of push one or the other ahead. There are going to be moments, I think, when there are emergencies, when that time becomes really really easy and evident.
Right.
But in the course of everyday life, man, sometimes it's a guessing game.
So let me push back then.
Okay.
All right. Michael Jordan, multiple divorces.
Well, I would say that he pushed too hard one way.
But would he be Michael Jordan if he didn't do that?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know what caused the divorces. Because you have other basketball players who are really, really good who don't have any divorces.
But we don't know So what I'm
So we don't know what he was like when he was in the home with her.
So there are definitely stories.
Sure.
Of even Kobe, who would wake up, be gone majority of the on his off days,
Right. But yet
in the gym.
But yet a loving father, and
But you see, but there was a time where he had to sacrifice. Okay, this.
there was.
So
yeah.
like, when do you like delineate between the two?
That's a great question. This is one of those places where I trust my wife a lot, and there are moments where she will look at me, and I've given her permission to do this, and she will look at me and say, "This needs to be family time," and so in those moments, work is sacrificed.
Right.
In those moments, it's okay. It stops. There are definitely times when I lean one way or the other, and I think it's a balancing act, and I think it's really hard to get right and perfect. But I think it's a worthwhile balancing act, and don't let either one of them. Here's what I would say: don't let either one of them be destroyed for the sake of the other. Okay, your family should help you pursue and should build you up to pursue. And it's not personal gain, but pursue career, because that career ultimately will help and feed them. And the same thing with your career. Your career should be that place where you escape from it to be with your family, to recharge, to come back to your career. They should help feed each other. They should not be against each other and vying against each other. If they're vying against each other, then you're probably doing it wrong.
So maybe sacrifice is not the correct term. Maybe it's how do we work these two things together?
Well, and I think those are choices that we make every day.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things Pastor Brent says that I love and appreciate is, wherever you are, be all there.
That's good.
And so I think that there are too many times when we bring things home, and too many times when we take things to work. And I would say, wherever you are, be all there. It's something that I've really tried to do, is to shut the office off when I go home, to shut things off. And sometimes I'm successful at it, sometimes I'm not. But I think it's a really important factor in how we manage those things, because our family needs us. Those relationships are important. People are important, and it's good to make sure that we're focused on them and building them. So,
fire. We should do a podcast on how to be great.
How to be great, yeah. Well, we should find somebody who's great and ask them.
Well, it's obviously ambiguous. It's
right,
because there's this desire. Every one of us want to be great, but we'll get to it. But that's all we got for today.
Yeah.
Get some dad jokes. Like dad jokes.
Right. Yeah. Put them in the comments.
Give me some dad jokes.
Give Pastor Kieran some good dad jokes. Give him one that will make me laugh. Do that.
Listen, you guys got to realize, Pastor Ken, whenever I try to do something that's humorous, he purposely withholds, which is not good for his soul. He purposely withholds the joy that God's trying to bring outside of him.
Wow.
And I think that's a very erroneous practice. He needs to understand that he needs to let it out. Somebody say, let it out. Oh, come on.
Pastor
Kieran's put the
just
organ
not
on.
funny.
Let it out. Whew. Say it again for the people in the back. Let it out. We love you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Talk to you later.
Happy Father's Day.